Starting off our list today at number 10, we have dishonesty. Before Megan Fox decided to quit Instagram altogether, she didn't leave without saying some pretty juicy messages that have the internet going into a frenzy trying to figure out what's actually going on. On Sunday, February 12th, Megan Fox shared a stunning mirror selfie to her page of herself getting ready, and in the post she would say, "You can taste the dishonesty, it's all over your breath." And if you didn't catch the reference, she literally quoted Beyonce's song, "Pray You Catch Me." The actor did not further elaborate on the meaning of her social media caption. However, if you take a look at Beyonce's song from her Lemonade album, this is where she seemingly hinted that her husband Jay-Z had been unfaithful. While Megan Fox did not reveal if infidelity had occurred in her relationship with MGK, many people before the star decided to opt out of social media app noticed that she did seemingly delete all of her Instagram photos with MGK. Number 9. The letter. Jumping back to Megan Fox's post just before she deleted her Instagram account, not only did she post a stunning mirror selfie with the caption, "You can taste the dishonesty, it's all over your breath," but she also shared a video of a fire burning. And if you caught the video before Megan deactivated her account, then you could see that there were a couple of items in the pit. One looked like a letter that MGK may have given her, and there was also a bag in it. As the fire went on to burn these items within the pit, Megan also opted to scrub MGK completely off her Instagram account. However, just previously to her cryptic post, they were spotted out together at Cash App and Visa's H-Wood homecoming party on Friday, where Megan wore the same black outfit from her Sunday upload while partying with MGK at the pre-Super Bowl party bash in Miami. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming number 8, we have Eminem. Everything seemed to have been going well for Megan Fox and MGK on Saturday night when they arrived at Drake's Super Bowl party, but something went wrong, and while MGK was posting stories about his performance at the party stage, Megan was in the bathroom posting selfies with a quote to reference maybe MGK had an affair. The post has since been deleted, but she also went on to delete all traces of MGK from her account, and she also went on to purge her friend list and took a jab at MGK in the process by following his arch nemesis Eminem. While it's no secret, Eminem came to end MGK's career after MGK released his diss track Rap Devil, which leads to the question why Megan, being close to Eminem, would even want to date MGK in the first place, as Megan has known Eminem personally since she starred in his music video for his single with Rihanna, Love the Way You Lie, back in 2010. And it must have been difficult enough for Megan to date MGK even without Eminem making fun and gloating about everything going on. But it is pretty iconic that Eminem's song Kill Shot and the mark on his album is not fading from MGK's face. And the fact Megan went on to follow Eminem in the midst of all this drama, I really need someone to confirm what went down, so if you have the deets, please DM me right now. Number 7, the wedding date. Just after the two got engaged, it was speculated that they were going through a small breakup. However, then an inside source would tell US Weekly that they were still planning to walk down the aisle when they said, "Megan and MGK haven't set a date yet, but they've been secretly planning their wedding. They're working on it, and they're also working on themselves. They've worked on their problems and worked really hard to get to the place where they are today. It's still a struggle at times, and they tend to have lots of ups and downs. He is making an effort to be more mature." However, it seems like it was just more than MGK not being mature enough that led to the pair's problems. As the source then went on to conclude, they have their differences at times where he likes to stay out and party and she's okay with going home early. There was also points months ago where she was beyond done with him. She was fed up with his BS, he loves her so much, and he was the one to push to make it work. He wanted it to work and he wanted them to be a happy couple. She was having a hard time, but then things have turned around. But looking at recent events, it seems like things never turned around, and now Megan is realizing that she made one giant mistake. Number 6, we have red carpet tension. While MGK and Megan Fox were at the 2022 Daily Front Row Awards, they would show the world that there was trouble in paradise after the pair were spotted having an awkward moment on the red carpet. After after Kelly was pictured putting his arms around Megan's waist while leaning in for a kiss. What could have been this cute, really cringy moment quickly turned sour after Megan gave a pretty unexpected reaction as she turned away while looking irritated at the rapper. At the time, Megan and Kelly were standing side by side along with her stylist, who was being commemorated with the Style Curator Award. In the footage shared to Instagram, you could see Megan's stylist walking off before Megan quickly trailed behind her, and MGK stayed put and sipped a glass of wine. Just a month before the interaction, Kelly did open up to Howard Stern about how intense the two's relationship was, and he even recalled that there was a time that the two were in a dangerous place together. Coming at number 5, Pete Davidson. With Megan Fox and MGK hitting the headlines as people are speculating that the two broke up, it naturally only took approximately like 2 seconds for the internet to drag Pete Davidson's name into the conversation. While the internet has turned Pete Davidson into one giant meme, urging him to make a move on the now single Megan Fox. For what it's worth, Pete and MGK are extremely close friends, so it seems highly unlikely that Pete would date Megan, but it didn't stop fans from saying things like Pete Davidson has entered the chat, and the jokes have quickly repeated all over the internet, with one person even tweeting, "Megan Fox and MGK breaks up and it's time for Pete Davidson to pop out of nowhere." Another would say, if Megan Fox did break up with MGK, we need to get eyes on Pete Davidson stat. And it would make sense to why Megan once told Pete that he was never going to get with Kim Kardashian, as she wanted him for herself. And when they all went on a double date, it seemed like Megan and him were hitting it off, as MGK would then later say he regretted going on a double date with them. Number 4, the tough relationship. So in July of 2020, Megan would write on Instagram that her relationship wasn't going the way as many thought it was when she said, "We lay under the banyan tree. We were oblivious to the pain we would face together in such a short, frantic period of time. Unaware of the work and sacrifices the relationship require from us, but intoxicated off the love and karma." She then went on to conclude the post by noting that in the short period of time the couple had been together, they had already walked through hell together, which is honestly a big red flag for any relationship. Megan would then go on to say, "Somehow, a year and a half later, having walked through hell together and having laughed more than I ever imagined possible, he asked me to marry him. And as in every lifetime that will follow it, I said yes, and we drank each other's blood," which is honestly a pretty weird gesture to show someone you want to spend the rest of your life with them. But either way, it's clear that the two have been struggling since the relationship started, and we all knew it wasn't going to last, as the relationship was just a dollar store version of Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton. Number 3, Billboard Music Awards. During a pretty intense moment at the 2022 Billboard Music Awards, after a very public X-rated display, Megan Fox could be seen in a video backstage as she appeared to drop what it looked like she was saying "what the F" to MGK. The actress, who looked frosty in the clip, appeared to speak to a third person before the couple went on their way. The whole interaction was just really weird just before the couple hit the red carpet to make sure all eyes were on them as they embarked into some pretty public PDA. The argument would then come just after he dedicated a song he performed at the 2022 Billboard Music Awards in Las Vegas to his wife and unborn child. Megan wasn't even pregnant. While both went on not to speak about what they were arguing about on the red carpet, Megan would then later react to the vulnerable moment by saying she was very proud of Kelly for giving such a vulnerable and emotional performance. Whatever the two were fighting about though, however, didn't leave Megan looking too impressed. Number 2, Brian Austin Green. In the beginning of MGK's and Megan's relationship, Brian Austin Green was stirring up the pot as he made it clear he wasn't really okay with Megan moving on with her new partner, as his priorities weren't exactly to be buddy-buddy with his ex-wife's new beau. Brian just wanted MGK to treat Megan right, and he also wanted him to be a great guy to his kids. However, that didn't stop Brian from taking his own jab at Megan's relationship, as he shaded Megan over her Instagram post with MGK in 2020. In the post, Megan gushed over her new beau, MGK, after Megan captioned the photo of the image as, "Achingly beautiful boy, my heart is yours." Brian, being a little bit of a troll, took to his Instagram shortly later to share a slideshow of his 3 kids he has with Megan, where he used the same caption. Not to mention, the two split up before and have gotten back together, so we could see them get back together again because they clearly still have love for each other. And coming in number 1 today, we have mental health. Back in June of 2022, MGK would open up in his Hulu documentary Life is Pink. MGK would give fans an intimate inside look into his life as he opened up about his struggles with mental health. Just halfway into the film, MGK would open up about how he fell into darkness after his father passed away in 2020, and he would then later explain in the documentary that this led him to create a pretty toxic relationship for Megan Fox. In the film, he would say, "I flew to my dad's apartment to clear all his stuff out, and I had this really weird interaction with his neighbor who told me things I didn't want to hear. That effed me up more because I couldn't get closure on it." This then caused the star to fall into this really dark place where he didn't even want to leave the room. He then went on to add that Megan went to Bulgaria to shoot a movie. This is when he started to get even more paranoid into his relationship, and he has a giant fear that someone was going to come and take his life. And one day his fear hit an all-time high and he called Megan and said, "You're not here for me, I'm in my room," and I'm like freaking out on her. MGK would then tell her that he was going to take his own life, and he was yelling on the phone, and in the process all Megan could do was sit there dead silent as the two entered into this very scary moment together. This moment probably showed Megan that the two weren't in a healthy place to date, and it's probably why she needs to take a step back from their relationship at this moment. And number 10, we have the engagement ring. So it's no lie that MGK got a little creative when he designed Megan's engagement ring. When the rocker finally popped the question, he gifted Megan a symbolic 2-tone sparkler which featured both of their birthstones in a pearl-shaped cut. He also added a little insurance to make sure that the actress would stay committed to him. MGK would tell Vogue magazine that the bands were actually made with thorns, so if Megan ever tried to take off the ring, it would hurt. He then added that love is pain. MGK wanted a ring that would be completely original and meaningful to both Megan and himself, and he definitely did just that. The double pear-cut gems were definitely a fitting choice for the two, as they've been twin flames since becoming inseparable back in 2020. Now the ring was definitely stunning, but was it worth the pain to remove for a good cleaning? If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. At number 9, we have when Megan dodged MGK's kiss. During the 2022 Daily Front Row Awards, there was definitely some heat going on between Megan and MGK. When MGK went to put his arms around Fox and go in for a kiss, Megan's reaction was unexpected as she turned away looking irritated at the rapper. While Kelly stayed sipping a glass of wine, he remained unfazed by what happened. Usually the couple shows ongoing affection for each other, so when fans saw the couple display some serious heat on the red carpet, many were concerned with what was going on. It's certainly not strange for the couple to display their affection on the red carpet, but it is strange for them to behave in such an odd way. Like any disagreement, it should have just been left behind a closed door instead of displayed in such a weird way. At number 8, we have the blood rituals. So Megan and MGK consume each other's blood during rituals from time to time. The two started to follow the practice on their engagement, and in an engagement video Megan shared on Instagram, she wrote, "Just as in every lifetime before this one, and in every lifetime that will follow. I said yes, and we drank each other's blood." The actor then went on to go tell Glamour magazine that drinking blood might mislead people, as many people were probably imagining them drinking from goblets or like they were in Games of Thrones. However, it was more just like a few drops of blood that they still consume on occasion for ritual purposes. Now, I don't think I would ever be okay doing something like this, but hey, if it works for them, it works, and I'm not gonna judge them. And number 7, we have the necklace. In an interview with Ellen, MGK explained why Megan gave him a drop of her blood in a necklace for him to wear while she was filming a new movie. MGK was completely freaked out at the fact that Megan was departing to go film and he didn't have a passport to go visit her. In order to help her boyfriend from his separation anxiety, Megan decided to give him a small piece of her that he could always have with him. After giving such a much needed explanation, he did go on to say that Bernie Sanders helped him get a passport and it led to the success of his relationship with Megan Fox. At number 6, we have Bloody Valentine video. So just days after Megan's ex-husband Brian Green addressed that the two were having marriage troubles, Megan was featured on Kelly's steamy music video to his song Bloody Valentine, and many started to speculate that the two were seeing each other. Now the rumors were true and the two in the video played some sort of couple who seemed to be cooped up in Kelly's crib. The video clearly showed that the couple was trying too hard, there was definitely more going on between the two, and that the lyrics actually hinted that the two started a legitimate relationship. Now the video wouldn't have been so bad if Megan didn't leave Brian, and this wasn't the way he found out about the two's relationship becoming official. That had to hurt. At number 5 we have the religious Halloween costume. So I think it's safe to say that Megan's and MGK's recent Halloween photo made some Christians furious. And before you go making the same mistake, remember that religion's not a costume and you should be careful on what you wear during the Halloween season. The two received serious backlash from the Christian community after the rocker dressed up as a priest for Halloween, and Megan was pictured on her knees wearing a dog leash and receiving communion from her fiance. Now the outfit quickly sparked fury, and it was definitely an offensive cringe moment of the two. One user would even go on and comment, why is it that celebs mock Christianity? What's the agenda, and why do y'all hate God so much? I guess the devil is real. The couple definitely went too far with these outfits, but did we really expect anything less from them? At number 4 we have Pamela Anderson's costumes. But the pair decided to attend Casamigos' annual Halloween party dressed up as the iconic pop duo Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. The outfits were dead on and cute, however, some of their Instagram photos definitely pushed boundaries. Machine Gun Kelly definitely decided to channel his inner multi-crew self and even posted a video to his Instagram, which definitely doesn't send a good message out to his fans and those struggling with addiction that look up to the star. I will say, Megan did choose to keep things classy and cute, however her fiance decided to take a different approach to things, and it made us all cringe just watching the video. One fan would even say, sign me up for the lane train, this is absolutely not it. You have so many young fans, dude. Look at the kid that just drummed for you. You want him to think it's okay to do this stuff. The user then went on to claim that Kelly's music got them through their darkest days. But now that he's out here idolizing things that have caused a major epidemic, it just isn't it. And to be honest, I'm with this user. The stars definitely need to do better. At number 3 we have their attempt to be Bennifer. So this year, Megan and Kelly have definitely captured the public's imagination in a way you might not have expected. Yet nearly every time a photo is posted over the pair, people stop scrolling just so they can swoon over the pairing. Now of course we're talking about Bennifer 2.0, but for some reason Megan and Kelly keep trying to convince us that they are them or a better version of them. Now with the two having some pretty cringe moments that roll out between their relationship time to time, it's definitely kept us on our toes. Kelly is constantly gushing over Megan, changing his life and how she helped him battle with addiction. While Fox has said over and over again that the two are twin flames and has referenced them being two halves of the same soul, with the two constantly showing PDA, and to the point Megan has even referenced Kelly as daddy, these two have been giving us some serious cringe vibes and we just haven't realized or taking it seriously until now. At number 2 we have Pick Me Up Energy. So last Wednesday, Megan Fox has been more open about expanding her family with her fiance MGK. With the actor commenting on Kelly's photo admiring his handsome look, she even told the rocker to get her pregnant. The actor went on to write, never has anyone had better bone structure walk this earth. Exquisitely, devastatingly handsome. And 6'5", get me pregnant. Now the comment has also raised a few eyebrows as her thirsty comment has had a huge cringy take, as the comment was definitely disturbing and awkward. One fan even commented, how awkward and how many times has she said something like this in public? And just like that, your fans will always come for you when you're on top. And at number 1 today we have the foot fetish. So just after Megan appeared on MGK's music video, Bloody Valentine, Kelly would go on to gush that the new love of his life had the most beautiful feet, exposing his foot fetish to the world. He went on to say, no secret, I think feet are beautiful, and I think Megan has the most beautiful feet that exist. He then went on to add that when he asked Megan the question of her feet, she told him that she literally got a pedicure just because she had a feeling he was going to ask her about her feet. I mean, if you did watch the video, in one eye-catching scene, her feet were put on full display as the camera pans to a close-up shot of her feet pressing up against the rocker's face.
Megan Fox made her acting debut in the family film called Holiday in the Sun that was released in 2001. This came after numerous supporting roles in both film and television, as well as a starring role in ABC's Hope and Faith. Although without a shadow of a doubt her breakout role as an actor was when she played Michaela Baines in the blockbuster action film called Transformers. She would then reprise her role in the sequel called Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, but incidents with director Michael Bay are what many attribute to her decline in Hollywood. Fox had signed up to reprise her role for a third movie with the Transformers franchise and even had gone to rehearsals. However, she also did an interview where she compared Michael Bay to Hitler, and he apparently was willing to forgive her, but producer Steven Spielberg wasn't so pleased. You see, after Spielberg directed the movie Schindler's List, he founded the survivors of the Shoah Visual History Foundation to combat bigotry and keep alive the story of Holocaust survivors. So it's not surprising that when Fox made this comparison, he didn't take it lightly. During an interview with GQ magazine, Michael Bay responded to a question about the termination of Megan Fox from his film. He said, and I quote, "She was in a different world. On her BlackBerry, you gotta stay focused. And you know, the Hitler thing." Steven Spielberg said, "Fire her right now." Now apparently Spielberg has denied this version of the events, and Megan's representation told People magazine, "Megan Fox will not be starring in Transformers 3. It was her decision not to return. She wishes the franchise the best." Now no matter who you want to believe though, this left the screenwriters for the film scrambling to rewrite the script given that a replacement for Fox was now required. Despite claiming to just not want to be involved with the film, Hollywood deemed Megan Fox to be too difficult to work with. Screenwriter Aaron Kruger, who was on the team for Transformers Dark of the Moon, told GQ in 2011 more issues that they had with Megan adding to this point. In that article, he's quoted as saying, "She was there for rehearsals, but she seemed like an actress who didn't want to be a part of it. She was saying she wanted to, but she wasn't acting like it." Following her comments regarding Michael Bay, 3 crew members who had also worked on the Transformers franchise released a scathing statement just trashing Megan Fox. I mean, it's far too long to read out the entire thing, but I'll give you some of the highlights. In one section they say, "Michael found this shy, inexperienced girl, plucked her out of total obscurity, thus giving her the biggest shot of any young actress's life. He told everyone around to just trust him on his choice. He granted her the starring role in Transformers, a franchise that forever changed her life. She became one of the most Googled and ogled women on earth. She was famous. She was the next Angelina Jolie. Hooray! Wait a minute, 2 of us work with Angelina. Second thought, she's no Angelina. You see, Angelina is a professional." The shade. Then in another section, these crew members start to talk about Megan's lack of interest while being on set. And who is the real Megan Fox? She is very different than the Academy nominee and winning actors we've all worked around. She's as about ungracious a person as you can ever fathom. She shows little interest in the crew members around her. We work to make her look good in every way, but she's absolutely never appreciative of anyone's hard work. Never a thank you. All the crew members have stopped saying hi to Miss Princess because she never says hello back. It gets tiring. Many think she just really hates the process of being an actress. And as a follow-up to her unceremonious departure from Transformers, Megan starred in a box office flop called Jennifer's Body. Then DC, wanting to hop on the train like Marvel with their Iron Man 1 film and Iron Man 2 film, they started using lower tier titles and released a Jonah Hex film in 2010. Millions of potential filmgoers asked the very good question of, what the hell is a Jonah Hex? Well, he's a grizzled 19th century bounty hunter with a burned face, played by Josh Brolin, while Fox played the love interest, an Old West prostitute named Lila Black. Jonah Hex proved to also be a huge box office flop, earning a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes and just $10 million at the American box office. Even Megan Fox herself realized how bad that movie was. While at WonderCon in 2016, she was answering questions about which movie she would let her kids see, and here's what Megan had to say. "Something like Jennifer's Body I'm not going to let them see for a long time. Something like Jonah Hex I'm not going to let them see ever. No one should ever see that movie." Came from herself. Now a lot of my thoughts about why Megan wasn't being cast had a lot to do with the projects on her resume more than who she is as a person. The reality is that most actors are difficult to work with, but if they are a big star, then the whole film crew just kind of bites their tongues throughout the filming. However, Megan has noticeably made a move to other mediums. She's doing more comedy with her temporary time on the sitcom New Girl, and she was just in Machine Gun Kelly's music video. But leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on what would be a better genre for Megan Fox other than action films, because I think those days are gone now. If Steven Spielberg hates you, action films are out the window.
In at number 5, Brian Austin Green. It seems that Brian Austin Green and Megan have not divorced on good terms. Fox and Green dated on and off for 6 years before tying the knot in June of 2010. They split in 2015 but got back together in 2016 and stayed together for a few years later. But ultimately, Megan filed for divorce again in 2020 and is now dating Machine Gun Kelly. But following their split, the drama seemed to mount. One source said about the split, quote, "Megan and Brian have taken a turn for the worse because Megan can be unpredictable and inconsistent, which is a big reason that they separated in the first place," a source told Us Weekly exclusively. Later adding, quote, "She can be very hot and cold, hard to keep track of, and difficult to deal with," but we didn't get more details on the actual issues. Megan also publicly slammed Green after he posted a photo with one of their kids on Halloween, with Meghan publicly commenting on the photo, wondering why Green included their son Journey when he easily could have just cropped him out. Part of her comment on the post read, quote, "I had a great Halloween with them yesterday, and yet notice how absent they are from my social media. I know you love your kids, but I don't know why you can't stop using them to posture via Instagram. You're so intoxicated with feeding the pervasive narrative that I'm an absent mother, and you are the perennial, eternally dedicated dad of the year. You have them half the time." After that response, Green decided to take down the original photo and re-upload it cropped without their son in it. But many believe Meghan overreacted to the situation. And at number 4, Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling seemed to defend her good friend, Brian Austin Green, against claims made by Meghan that he was manipulative. Only days after Fox left the comment on Green's post, Tori posted a selfie to her Instagram with Green and Jennie Garth in it. The photo was from the set of Beverly Hills 90210 that is now being revived. In the long caption, Tori wrote in part, quote, "Grateful to be filming and creating new characters and stories, but there's nothing like home. When I think of my home, it's my OG zip code, my 90210 family. My heart lies with all of my brothers and sisters, but specifically Jennie Garth and Brian Austin Green." Adding later, quote, "Brian would pull my pigtails on set, until this day can still push my buttons in the best of ways, because he knows me so well. We were just kids. But standing by these two for decades, I've watched them both grow into such amazing humans. We are all parents now, and Jen and Bri are the best parents I know. Honored to consider them my friends and brother and sister on this journey in life. I love you both. I always have, I always will." I don't think this post was intended to be against Meghan, but by supporting Green, many felt that it was. And at number 3, Michael Bay. Michael Bay is the person who started Meghan's career, but he also was responsible for briefly ending it too. Fox became well known for her role as Michaela Baines in the 2007 film Transformers and the 2009 film Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, both directed by Michael Bay. However, in 2009, she started a feud with Bay that got her fired from the massive franchise. During a 2009 interview with Wonderland magazine, she called him out for his behavior on set, saying, quote, "He's like Napoleon, and he wants to create this insane, infamous madman reputation. He wants to be like a dictator on his sets, and he is. So he's a nightmare to work for, but when you get him away from set and he's not in director mode, I kind of really enjoy his personality because he's so awkward, so hopelessly awkward. He has no social skills at all, and it's endearing to watch him. He's vulnerable and fragile in real life, and then on set, he's a tyrant. And we know that he treated her badly while on set, but obviously this was not the right way to handle things and got her blacklisted from the business. And this obviously got her fired from the third film. Bay ended up addressing the situation with somewhat of an apology, responding to the claim saying, quote, "I know it's just Meghan. Meghan loves to get a response, and she does it in kind of the wrong way. I'm sorry, Meghan. I'm sorry I made you work 12 hours. I'm sorry that I'm making you show up on time. Movies are not always warm and fuzzy." So here he's kind of calling her a spoiled brat of sorts. And at number 2, Transformers crew members. While Megan Fox was in a heated feud with director Michael Bay, 3 anonymous Transformers crew members wrote an open letter bashing Megan Fox. This letter was later published on Michael Bay's website, obviously supportive of the negative comments. In this letter, they call Fox, quote, "dumb as a rock, unprofessional, Miss Sour Pants, a grump, thankless, classless, graceless, and an unfriendly bitch." One portion of the letter called out her negative comments in interviews, as well as making multiple comments about her being an adult film star. If a letter like that were published today, whoever wrote it would be cancelled immediately. Megan denied the claims made in the letter, saying, quote, "I know that working with the Transformers crew was not that way with my crew. I loved my crew." Adding, quote, "It was an anonymous letter. It could be anyone. It could be somebody who worked at Cracker Barrel in Florida. Who knows who it is? It's not true. My crew knows it's not true. And my producers know it's not true," Megan told ABC News. Although the letter was outrageous, it did sway public opinion of Megan to be more negative than it already was at that time. And finally, number 1, Summer Rae. Summer Rae dated Machine Gun Kelly before Megan Fox, and she exposed that she believed that he cheated on her with Megan. Rae opened up on Impulsive, where she said that they dated for a few months, and that Coulson got with Megan before they had broken up. Summer said that she didn't sleep with Coulson during their relationship because he didn't pass her test. But, quote, "I don't really feel bad saying that because he kind of cheated on me with Megan Fox," she said. Summer said she was invited to Puerto Rico, where Coulson was filming Midnight in the Switchgrass with Fox, saying, quote, "I waited in the hotel the whole time while he's filming with her and I'm not really thinking anything of it. I thought she was older and had kids and was married and stuff. Apparently, Coulson also didn't allow her to go to the set of the Bloody Valentine music video, which starred Fox, because of COVID restrictions. But she says that she doesn't hold a grudge and thinks that they actually make a cute couple. So thankfully she doesn't have any hard feelings, but I'm sure that wasn't fun to learn that she was being cheated on. However, she didn't confirm if Megan knew that Coulson was in a relationship at the time or not.